Okay, so I just spent my own money buying 6 old Oner Active pieces off of Vinted. Some of these are years old, discontinued, and been through the wash a million times. So today we're finding out if they're still actually worth buying secondhand on Vinted, or if you're simply better saving up and buying from the current collection. I'm trying every single piece on, testing the fabric, the fit, and the wear and tear. And honestly, a couple of these surprised me, so let's get into it. So my activewear reviews are to help you figure out what's actually worth your money, if you should go secondhand, brand new, and also, none of this is sponsored. I don't get any of this for free. It comes out my own back pocket, so I'm going to tell you the truth, and vice versa. So just honest breakdowns of some of our favourite activewear brands. So today's video is actually a bit different because it's Oner Active. So I've been on Vinted and I've bought some of the older Oner Active pieces that I can find secondhand from the sellers. I have no idea how many times they've been washed and gone through the washing machine. I've paid for them all on my own, out my back pocket, so I'm going to try them all on for you guys. First up, this sports bra. I bought this on Vinted for I think £12.50. And also it was sold as new without tags, so very good condition. And honestly, the photos looked a little bit faded, so I wasn't fully convinced it hadn't been worn. However, that's the one thing with Vinted, depending on how the lighting is, it is kind of hard to tell. Fit-wise, this I would say is true to size. This is a size medium on me. It's slightly tighter than the older designs. I'm pretty sure this did come out in about the last year and a half, if I'm correct in saying that. So let's check the support. So this bra is very high support. It's got a lovely back design to it, and also it's got this zip right at the front, so that's really handy because it kind of allows you to kind of pick yourself up and make sure you're in where you want to be. That's a good sign because even if it has been through the wash a few times, it's not faded at all and it's still got really good support. Now this one actually did come with the paddings still inside. However, I tend to take them out anyway. So I was quite surprised to see that there was no piling on this piece. So obviously it did say new without tags, so I do stand by that. That seems to be correct. I'm pretty sure brand new on Oner Active, this would have been about £35 to £40 probably a sports bra. So for £12.50, new without tags, it's definitely living up to that on Vinted. So it's a very thick and compressive fabric, which I do quite like. I think sometimes though you might have to size up because if it's too tight, it starts to kind of stick into your little chubby bits. I guess it really depends how you like to wear your gym wear. So rating for this piece, I would definitely say a 10 out of 10. I'm actually quite a big fan of it, so I do think it's well worth the money, especially through Vinted for £12.50 rather than the £35 to £40 that it is on the Oner Active website. Yeah, I would say 10 out of 10. So why am I doing this? Simply because most of us that are working a 9 to 5 and also into fitness can't necessarily afford brand new pieces of gym wear all the time. But do you know what? It's important to feel good in the gym. So I just want to show people other options for buying good quality gym wear and having a look at whether the older pieces actually stand the test of time through Vinted. And I'll give you an honest verdict whether it's worth it at the end. Okay, sports bra number 2. So this actually had the tags on when it came. I was pretty excited. I'm not gonna lie. So let's get it on and see what we think. So I've just tried this one on, and do you know what? Wow, I'm quite impressed with this. Number 1, hasn't faded at all. It's still very much black. There seems to be no stains in it. No bobbling. I'm pretty impressed with this one. So this one is a bandeau. So these clips can be removed on the front and on the back, so you don't actually have to wear them. They also have this plastic lining, as you can see there, which helps the bra stay up if you do want to wear it that way. In terms of the compression, yeah, it's pretty compressed because obviously it's a bandeau. They really need to make sure that actually stays up on people if they want to wear it that way. But overall, it's got the straps, which are very comfortable. I think it is quite a cute piece. It's got this thick bra strap that kind of goes... Bra strap, what would you say? Thick band that kind of goes around you. So the seams are all flat and quite neat. Nothing seems to be bent. Nothing seems to be frayed. No little bobbly bits or pieces of material sticking out. So got to say, I think this one's another 10 out of 10. Oner Active though, I've got to admit, has got some of the best quality out there. So that's why I wanted to go review the earlier ones, because I wanted to see if that kind of stood the test of time, because I own some new Oner Active, but not much from that older beginning collection. But I've got to give it to Oner Active. It's standing pretty well. And I've got to admit, this is almost like a silicone-y kind of texture. And close up, without you seeing my whole dodgy, that is not faded at all. It's not came and done. It's not peeling. So again, this did come with tags on, so obviously I didn't expect it to be. But sometimes I don't fully trust that people don't just put tags on. That's the thing with Vinted, is you never know, just to up the price. But I am a very big fan. Okay, so we're moving on to one of our first tops. And this is the Oner Active 2020 full lifters, cropped, oversized tops. That's the back. That is the front. Again, as you can see, no peeling, which I'm quite surprised by. £10 for this one. So let's try this bad boy on. So again, no tags. This one is well lived, worn. Okay. Do you know that's not bad, that? Can you see the variety of them? I really like this one. Number one, I really like the design. But number two, it's the fact that, again, nothing has peeled. Like, I don't know how many times this has been through the wash, but nothing has peeled. And not only that, it's not faded. This is still very much black. So a few things we always need to check when it comes to clothes. Any underwear in the underarm? Not at all. Any bobbling? Nothing that I can see from inspecting these clothes, which, again, I forgot to give it to Oner Active. I'm quite impressed with the quality of the items that you get. So again, all the stitching is intact. There were no obvious holes, which obviously it's always pretty good. No staining either. That's another one that sometimes people get you with. And again, I just love the design. It's baggy, it's oversized, but it's not a full length. It's just something to kind of cover your upper body and spacey. Look at that. It's pretty good. Rating for this one, again, I've got to be 10 out of 10. It's just for what you're wanting. If this is what you want, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. No fading, no bobbling, no colour discoloration. No holes, no stains, 10 out of 10. Honestly, guys, get to Vinted because, moving on to our second top. So this one is also Oner Active, but it hasn't got the same kind of detail that the one that I currently am wearing has got. I know it's got detail somewhere. I could just find it out though. So this one has actually got an embroidered, so that's actually stitched on Oner Active branding. So I actually really, really like this one. It's almost like a brownie kind of colour. Like a brownie colour, but it's very similar to this one. It just does not have any designs on the back. I paid £10 for this one as well. Right, let's get it on. So again, this is getting quite interesting. The lack of fading, the actual embroidered side. No extra detailing on it, but it's very minimal. I wouldn't say it's faded at all. I mean, I don't know what the original colour was, but honestly, I really like this colour nonetheless. Again, no holes, no stitching issues, no stains. I've got to give it again to Oner Active. It's giving and it's doing what it was asked to do, I've got to admit, if a fabric or a design that you loved doesn't exist anymore, seriously hit up Vinted, because the prices for some of these are actually incredible. Some people try and rip you off. So search and check the reviews, but I've got to give it to all of the girls selling these gymwear. They didn't lie. They did not lie. So yeah, get to Vinted. So again, something else just to show you is this is an extra small, this oversized top, extra small. Is it loading? Extra small. So you can actually kind of see some of the wear just from this tag. You can see it's been through the washing machine quite a bit. And on the inside, there's a tiny, tiny bit of bubbling. Not on kind of the inseams, but it makes absolutely no difference to the wear or look of this shirt. 9 out of 10 because of the slight bubbling on the inside. But in saying that, it's still absolutely perfect quality. It's just compared to some of the other ones that are brand new, that are 10 out of 10. I was like, I'll just give them that. Now the shorts, because let's be honest, we all care about a good pair of shorts, especially when it comes to the glutes and making sure that we feel in tip-top shape when we're at the gym. Okay, so these cost me £12 on Vinted. So we're going to test them out. We're going to do a squat test, a material test. I'm going to run you through a few details about the older collection that can now be found quite easily on Vinted for very good prices. And I'm talking between £5 to £15 for some of these classic worn Oner Active pieces. Okay, take you to the full of this next part. So let's do a squat test. Number one, let's look at the design. Okay, we've got lovely markings down the side. We've got not a scrunch band, but a line that pulls the material in together. We've got a very, very thick waistband, which I folded down because it's a size small. It's very, very compressive. We've got very, very stretchy legs that come very far down if you prefer it that way, so high coverage, and honestly, very, very comfortable. So if we do a quick squat test, yeah, definitely not see-through. I've got to admit, they aren't see-through. Like, I'm looking in the mirror now, so they're definitely not sheer, so that's not something we need to fear. So a little bit of the back look. It's not a scrunch, it's just a line that kind of pulls the seam together, not a scrunch. Just some detailing along the side. There's also the actual Oner Active tag here. These are a size small and they are definitely compressive, massive waistband going around the whole thing. Personally, I'm not a massive fan of that detail. It's not been something that I've ever liked, so I tend to fold them down. But that tends to make them a bit too compressive on me. because then you get that extra compression inwards, which causes the kind of the love handle vibe on top. Extremely stretchy though on the bottom. They go extremely long as well, and very, very comfortable, I've got to say. Given the age of these, again, I'm really, really impressed. The only thing I will say is that for the Oner Active badge on this one, it has cracked just slightly. But again, most of it is still there. It's just cracked. It's not peeling off. But for the fact that these are getting on some time now, because these are one of the original collections of Oner Active, they've definitely withheld the test of time. There is no beading, no marks, no bubbles, no pulleys, no nothing. So again, for the price, for the fact that again, shorts on the actual Oner Active website, I believe are up to 50 quid. For £12, I will absolutely take it. They're comfortable and they're cute. Moving on to our last piece, we have got the Oner Active joggers, again from the first collection, the wide legs. These cost me £15 on Vinted. Now, these were probably the most worn ones that I noticed, just because the seller was very good and did show one detail for me, which is the threading of one of the pulleys. However, the design of these joggers means that the pulley is actually located on the inside, so they're not visible. So no one can even see it. So does it matter? No, not to me, it doesn't anyway. Okay, let's try them on. Okay, so comfort-wise, these are amazing, kind of as expected. In terms of joggers secondhand, it's not so wrong they can go, although people do tend to wear them more often outside the gym, so the wear tends to be a bit more extreme. However, as I've shown you on the internal belt part here, pulley thing, that's faded. But in terms of the rest of these joggers, honestly, maybe a slight colour fade, but there's no bobbling, nothing between the legs, which is so important. And yeah, I'm pretty impressed. Again, with the detailing of the Oner, get that up there, push it down a bit so you can see. The detailing of the Oner hasn't faded. It is sewn on, which I think is so important to have good quality, non-fading logos, because we pay a lot of money for our gym wear. The drawstrings are still looking good, bar the one slightly frayed one, but honestly that doesn't really matter. Pockets are solid with no holes, and again, really good material. To us, compared to the current joggers, I think the fit is actually very similar. Still really good material right from the get-go. I've got to give it to Chrissy Keller and Oner Active. They really do care about their brand and the materials they use. So if you do see an old pair like this on Vinted, I actually do recommend getting them, because for the fact that you can get these for again, between £10 to £20 for the older ones, they're really good, really comfortable, and a lot cheaper. And to be honest, they are pretty safe bet, because they're always going to feel pretty comfortable, even if they are slightly faded. Time for the final verdict. I'm going to rate these from my favourite to my least favourite, but also we've already been through the overall ranking of what I would give them. But I will let you know if I would buy them again. Big picture takeaways when it comes to buying on Vinted. At the end of the day, it is always a slight gamble because you don't know the buyers, but they have a lot of protection on there. Most sellers will tell you if there's any damage, and they'll simply put the price a little bit lower from the get-go. And also, all of the clothes that I've bought to Vinted to date, I think I've probably had 1 in 50 pieces that has ever came, and I've been like, yeah, that's not what you were selling. So honestly, really, really impressed with the quality you can get through Vinted. Takeaway is you can absolutely get pieces from Vinted that practically as good as buying new Oner Activewear, and it's for a fraction of the price. So all I would say is manage your expectations here. So the overall verdict, is it worth it? Yes, so for pretty much most of what I bought today, I would absolutely say it's worth buying secondhand through Vinted. If this video was helpful, please like, subscribe, and comment below what was your favourite, and if you're planning on buying from Vinted, and if not, why not? And again, if you're new here, I make honest, no hype activewear reviews, as well as real life gym content, 9 to 5 girly lifestyle reviews, and again, just a little bit of everything. So hit subscribe if that's your kind of thing. And if you liked this video, a like and subscribe goes a really long way, as well as a comment to really help other people find this video. It means a lot to me. So if you do, thank you so much. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.